so we're getting started here. Eddie was talking about... Oh, by the way, welcome back to Actors Lounge Podcast. With me is...
Lamar Finesse.
And I am Shane Nicholas. Take it away with a disclaimer. Ted, take it away with a disclaimer. Where are you?
I was going to do something creative the next time. No children allowed. Get out of here. Just minors only, 18 and up only. We're not trying to get sued. This is for adults.
No fucking...
We're relaxed. You hit start too fast.
I know I did, I'm sorry. Well, we were talking about fucking games.
We were talking about Mortal Kombat, you guys. I'm so stoked. Melina's coming back.
Now.
Melina's one of my baddest bitches in Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat.
In Mortal Kombat, like 11 or 10, I think, she was a fucking beast. She was the most well-rounded character. Like, anyone could
10.
play her.
You're probably thinking about 10.
Yeah, okay, yeah, 10. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the Mortal Kombat is they made it all 2D. I don't like that.
I like 2D more than 3D.
A lot of people like that. I liked the 3D style, like with Soul Calibur. All the calibers, and Soul Edge, even Soul Edge, the first of the 7-8 game series, were all 3D, where you could strafe and shit like that. So
90s.
It made the playing much different. You can't jump as much. In fact, you can't jump at all. But
you don't want to jump in those that much.
Yeah, you really. Yeah, some people you can like hop. It's a fucking hop. Right. You know, Mortal Kombat, you do like a quadruple mega 1080 fucking front flip kick kind of thing. And they get creative. So anyway, today we are talking about comedians. Way off topic from what we started with. We might as well just keep going with games. But I've been wanting to talk about comedians for a while. Our favorite comedians, strange comedians, comedians from the past, comedians now, comedians that have survived through decades of their career and through other types of mediums through their career. We are testing some new equipment today, so I'm hoping the quality's okay. So this might be a short cast, so I can review it and see if I even want to post it.
Give us that feedback, guys.
Yeah, please.
If we even post it.
Yeah, right. Give us feedback before we post this, bitch. Right. But I bought this equipment at Walmart, and it allows us to record a little bit better audio. So I'm hoping it works good. I've been testing it for the better part of the day. And I did a comparison between what we were using and this, and I like this better. So hoping it works. But Ed, what's your favorite comedian? It could be like it doesn't have to be your most favorite, but a favorite.
A favorite, definitely Bernie Mac.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He was hilarious. Him downstairs. If y'all remember that shit. He was my favorite from Kings of Comedy, which was a late 90s tour. They had Bernie Mac. Steve Harvey when Steve Harvey was cool. Yeah, good shit, you know one. No, just kidding. And Cedric the Entertainer, who don't get enough love. Cedric is so talented. He is. Oh my god, he was Uncle Bobby from Proud Family, the one that be singing. That's right. Dysfunction now. I didn't know that until a few years ago. It's on Disney Plus. I didn't know that.
He's also a good actor.
Cedric, we're giving you your flowers. We love you.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, out of the original Kings of Comedy, I would have to say Bernie Mac gets that number one spot. Funny as shit. Fair
enough. Good choice. Mine right now is Bo Burnham. Bo Burnham. Good. So he does one man comedic shows. So he does. Were you trying to like drugs?
He's not a puppeteer.
No.
Okay, that's no. Oh yeah. But I know that Bo Burnham.
I think you're thinking of Jeff Dunham.
Yeah.
Their names are kind of similar now that I'm saying them out loud.
Does your guy kind of have like bangs or something, or is he kind of tall, lanky fucker?
Very tall, yeah, tall, lanky.
Okay, I know who he is. Did he? Yeah, okay, I know he is.
He's hysterical. So he does.
He's more of a storyteller, right?
A little bit. He does music.
Oh, he does music too?
Yeah, okay. Mostly music. Nothing crazy. But he's a one-man... He calls himself a one-man show. Because he does... I keep doing this wrong. Put it down. Trying to solve Rubik's Cube and talk at the same time. Not going well.
That was all the noise was. Nothing weird, guys.
I didn't even notice I was doing it. I was just playing with it.
Right.
Man, Jesus. But Bo Burnham, he does music one-act comedies. He's got an American Comedy Award, which is the Oscars. It's the Academy Awards of comedy, and he's got an American Comedy Award for breakout comedian or some shit like that. He's been doing it since he was about 16. He didn't break out to the industry till he was about 17 or 18 when some of his videos online had went viral. So when he was making music like on YouTube and making these comedy videos on YouTube and these weird things and doing stuff with his friends, he kind of blew up, and so someone offered him a deal to do more of this kind of content, so he decided to do so. So then he did Words was his first show. What was the next? He had another one too, I can't remember the name of it. But he's just absolutely hysterical. His stage presence, his depth in comedy, not just like my wife the other day. You know what I mean? Like, he tells very intense, very deep style jokes. He references like Greek tragedies and Shakespeare, makes them really funny. He had, if Shakespeare wrote porn.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like God, it was so fucking funny.
And that was a stand-up special?
Yeah.
Okay, because I would like to read that, too.
I fell in love with him immediately.
I'm going to have to look that one up.
It was 2012 when I first heard one of his specials. I think it had already been out for a little while at the time. I don't remember. But, yeah, he's by far my absolute favorite. Next, what you got, Ed?
Okay, well, I guess we can jump to Queens of Comedy.
Oh, yeah.
And that was also late 90s, and it had Monique. That bitch is bad. Some more, one of the funniest chicks in the game to this day. It also had, I'm so sorry, I can't remember the last two ladies, but they were funny as fuck too. They were great.
Do you want to look them up? Get the names up.
Yeah, I should. Let's be respectful. You're right.
Yeah, if we can't remember, we'll look it up.
Because one of them was in that Kanye Lil Pump video.
Okay.
She was in the beginning part. You such a fucking hoe. I love it. That one. Let me find him right quick.
Oh, that shit's so funny.
Let me find it. Yeah, I was jamming when that song came out. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But comedy. Okay, Queens of Combat. That's not what the fuck I asked for.
In search,
but
the mighty.
I would say
Queens
out of that set, Monique was so nasty on there. She was just talking about sex.
Nasty.
Yeah, it is.
Women get some flack, but the only reason why women get flack is because they'll take it. I mean, everyone takes it seriously in their own right, but they'll take it so seriously. They'll take it too seriously, and then it'll affect their work, or they won't take the kinds of comedic risks that a lot of other comedians will take. So I think that's one reason why a lot of women get flack in comedy. It's just because they're the least risk takers.
Right.
Not the least, but women that are getting flack or just aren't taking the risks that other people are.
I can't find it. Fuck them.
You can't find Queens of Comedy.
Oh, here we go. Adele Givens is the one. I'm a fucking lady. She was hilarious. Oh, she was up there. And Laura Hayes. Laura Hayes was pretty funny too, but oh my god, some more killed it.
I wish I knew more female. Margaret Cho, but you told me about her.
Yeah, I brought her up. I discovered her. Shit, back in maybe 2009, 2010. She had her special Beautiful on HBO or something like that. And right. It was funny. She starts off she starts off the show. The first thing I ever hear this woman say, I fucking hate Sarah Palin. Like, this is the first thing. Right. Everybody's just applauding.
Right for the throat.
Right. And then she talked about a lot of other fun sexual stuff, and then at the end she sang the song Eat Me Out. It was hilarious as fuck. That's awesome. I paid for that song too.
Isn't Palin? She's in Alaska, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she was.
Let's not talk about her.
Right. I just used her for that.
Yeah, good.
Because that's the first thing that I saw came out of her mouth, and it was her delivery was great. But Margaret Cho is funny as fuck. She's Korean comedian, comedic actress also, and she's great.
Very well rounded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's great. She's great, and I like her because I had even watched her show from the 90s, All American Girl.
Oh yeah, you got me hip to that shit. That's such a good
yeah. It's worth watching because I really like Margaret Cho.
Yeah.
But the show was kind of trash, and she fucking knew that. And then oh my gosh, what's even
stereotypes.
Right? Yeah, and what's even more funny? I think the show seriously probably made me giggle like 4 times throughout all.
Really? Is that bad?
Probably 18 episodes. Yeah, like the humor, it doesn't land. Like, why would you write a character like that?
Was it like sitcom-y?
Sitcom, yes, totally sitcom.
Gotcha.
But
she would have done a much better.
If they let her, that too, and if they let her do the writing on this, she would have. Even if it was like toned down, watered down, she would have been able to at least get you, take you there a little bit. You know, some humor.
Producer has hired.
But it was a couple episodes that was cute. Like they had a Oprah episode that was cute and memorable. They had a that director we love from Kill Bill.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, they had him. She was dating him in one episode, and the episode was framed like his show would be. I'll probably show it to you one day.
Yeah, I am so fucking in on that.
And they had one episode where
I'm excited.
They had one episode where they was like, "Oh, we're gonna be roommates. We should act like we're on that show, Beavis and Butthead." No, the Real World. So they had a Real World type of episode, which was kind of funny too. So like, those were like the little standouts they had, and throughout the whole. You know, other than those 3 episodes, the commentary that she has on 4 episodes with Amy Hill, who played the grandma, who was funny as shit. She was the most memorable. She was the old lady in Dr. Seuss, Cat in the Hat, who was babysitting them. Little old Asian lady, whatever. But
yes,
yeah,
I didn't know who that is.
She's funny as fuck.
She's Amy Hill.
Yeah. She's been in a lot.
Oh, they was little angels.
Right, grandma. But yeah, she was her and Margaret Cho did the commentary, which is funny as shit. Like, this is one episode that they did commentary for.
Better than the show.
It's shit, like years better. The Margaret Cho character, her character on the show did stand up, and her family saw the stand up routine. They were there at the restaurant, and then they were saying, "You made us look bad. You disgraced our family," and all that stuff. And then as they're explaining that to the character on TV, Margaret Cho in real life on the commentary, she was like, "So." Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. She said, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Like, she said she would never really give a fuck about that in real life, even if her family, like, had a problem with it. That's not her personality. So, like, that's how it was. So, back then when they would give comedian sitcoms, it was very different from their actual selves and their work.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't what they thought it would be. Like, you know.
That's a good example of that, too. Margaret Cho's definitely a good example.
Right.
They shouldn't give, like, Danny Lopez, or George Lopez, excuse me, not Daniel. George Lopez, his sitcom... Definitely very much the same thing. It's not his comedic style at all. Right,
but it's more of him as an actor, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his show wasn't
following whatever script they fucking give you.
His was just canned laugh. Like, oh, I walk in, I see words.
Right. That was tolerable though. You can, I laughed a couple times throughout, but a couple times throughout the whole damn series. That's right. Because
George Lopez,
he had better writing.
As a comedian, I love George Lopez as a comedian. I think he's hysterical.
Yeah, he's
not
cool.
Too particularly like vulgar, but it is, but it's not like crazy over the top.
Yeah. It's got its edge. It's got
He's very unique in that.
He balances it well. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Whereas some comedians, they start off like with these crazy like blood shitty dick jokes. You know what I mean? Like they really push, but they're trying to get work. They're trying to make an impression, so they typically push as many boundaries as they can to make themselves more.
I watched this comedy special talking about comedians and about the craft and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How they came up, and they said when you do jokes like that where you really push the envelope, you kind of have to like end with that because you don't want to start talking about stabbings and dicks and shit, and then like talk about something more mundane like towards the middle. Like you work your way up to that or something. Like they say, it's not easy to get up there, and it's real.
There's an interesting trick about it. I do some stand up comedy like in my shows. My shows, because they're so scattered and there's a lot going on with them, with my juggling shows and with my trick shows. It's much easier to land a joke and then continue, land a joke and continue, land a joke and continue. It's less difficult to heckle my show. It's happened when people have heckled my shows, but it's less often with my types of shows, only because there's a lot going on and something different. It's like, ooh, wow, oh my god, ooh, yay, than jokes and whatever. But with comedy, you have to build momentum. And I've heard that too. You don't want to start off with your best joke. Like you want to start off with like your second best material, then go to whatever material. There's a word used a lot called a riff. If you notice, like the audience is really just on one joke. You riff off it. You know what I mean? You
reference it every now and then.
Yeah. You can go back to it.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Or if one joke lands really, really well, you'll keep going. You'll keep pushing the knife with that joke. Keep them going. So yeah, I've definitely heard the unspoken rules of comedy. Like, start with some of your best material, but not the best. End with the strongest. Have an outro, that kind of thing. Thank the audience, whatever. Nowadays, it's referencing like social media, how you pop in your social media in there. Like, follow me on Instagram, especially when you work in clubs. Like, oh, hit me up on the gram, hook me up here, blah blah blah. Now let's get back to dicks. So there's that aspect of it now. Some people make business cards a lot with their social media on it. They'll throw them, like, whatever. But yeah, I've heard the unspoken.
I did stand up once at Kent. I don't know if you were there.
You?
Yeah, it was fun.
I think I was.
I had a.
That sounds cool.
It was fun. It was a cool experience. Some of the audience members definitely got in. Some of them didn't. It was not a big crowd either way, but I felt good about it. And it was fun to do. I only did it one time, but like, I think
we should do it again.
Yeah,
I know comedians. I know local comedians, dude. We'll hook up with them, or we'll write some jokes. We'll fucking do some shit.
But yeah, it was fun to do. But comedians, yeah, I really respect them. It's not easy to do.
No, it's not. It's because it's you. It's fucking you and a microphone.
You have nobody else to blame but yourself.
Yeah, it's a brutal nightmare.
Gotta keep your energy up, or all of that.
It's an intense field. I've never done straight stand up, but I've done, like, I do a lot of comedy. I've done comedy shows, so I know how to look for the jokes.
You've done
the jokes.
Oh yeah, I remember some of your stuff.
So transitioning would have been easier if I'd known we'd had a local club circuit, which we do. I didn't know that we did. We do. Some people would just hire people, not for much, or maybe they'll give them like a couple of drinks for comedy or whatever. On
that comedy special I saw, they said they really tried not to pay comedians unless it's something huge, Netflix or whatever. Yeah. But like they try not to pay you, like they give you like drinks, like you just said. Somebody said that the guy tried to pay them in steaks. Like,
yeah,
bitch, I want money. Like,
right? What the fuck am I gonna do with steaks? I can eat them, but
right.
like, what
it's
the
not
shit?
Gonna. It's light bill, bitch.
Right? Yeah, they really don't want to give people a salary. Same thing with acting. How many times have we done free fucking shows?
Right.
Me and you weren't paid shit for a movie that I have back end off of.
I barely got any blowjobs.
Yeah, didn't even get a hand job, a dry one, nothing.
Right. No spit, no nothing.
They hate paying performers, and it's an art form, and it's a difficult art form. It's it's a skill.
I was just making my rounds. Shit.
Man. So fucking pathetic. Oh, yeah, they don't like paying us, man. They really don't. But we still do it, and that's why they know they can get away with it.
Right, because people love. But like anything, also like with people who do like YouTube commentary or stuff like that who get paid, people don't want to pay for something that's not tangible. That's something. Yeah. So that's also a thing with like anything. If they can't touch it or hold it, they don't really see value in it sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
So that's probably part
of
that.
They just want to take advantage of us.
Fuckers. Right, that too.
They just don't give a shit about us
anymore. Fucking seats and
shit. Whatever.
But I'm trying to think who else I like. Margaret Cho said her mother and father in comedies were Joan Rivers and oh my god, the guy who played Genie and Flubber. I can't think of his name right now. Robin Williams. Yeah, she said those are her mother and father in comedy, and I think they both passed around the same time, so she was devastated. But yeah, let's talk about Joan Rivers and Robin Williams.
Yeah, I'm in on that game.
Joan Rivers was hilarious.
Joan Rivers was one of the pioneers of female comedy.
Okay.
There were other female comedians. Lucy Liu from I Love Lucy was a comedian.
Not Lucy Liu. Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball. What the fuck am I? Lucille Ball. Excuse me. Yeah.
Senior moment.
Yeah. Fucking A. But she was
Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah, Mary Tyler Moore, all them. But she was one of the many pioneers of comedy to really be a trailblazer for other female comics. Absolutely. But Joan Rivers was nuts. Her, Roseanne Barr were just fucking nuts. Absolutely not. And again, it just goes to show you that you can either make it easier for yourself or harder on yourself as a female comedian. If you're pushing boundaries, if you're handling hecklers well, if you're really understanding the content, pushing the envelope, and being crazy and being funny, and not just talking about your sex life and your vagina, if that's not your only shtick, like like what's her name?
Amy Schumer.
Like Amy fucking. Thank you. Literally, who was in my head? Amy fucking.
I was going to talk about how horrible she is.
Yeah, fucking terrible. She was okay at first, started building a momentum, had a TV show, then got caught stealing jokes from a dead guy, from Patrice O'Neal. Some of her jokes were tit for tat.
Oh jeez.
Right on her, right from Patrice O'Neal. Like not.
I've heard about that, but I didn't know the woman was dead. Who she stole from?
Yeah, Patrice O'Neal died unfortunately from diabetic related issues. I don't know what.
Wow.
It's not uncommon.
Yeah.
But he was a big boy. He was a big guy. I'm assuming he didn't take care of himself very well, which is exactly what happened to my cousin. She was heavy set, had diabetes, wasn't taking care of herself, and what are you gonna do? But anyway, so fuck Amy Schumer. I can't stand even talking about her. Joan Rivers, what a trailblazer! Like literally set it up so well and really, really, really helped people understand, not just women, but people understand comedy. To really understand what it takes to be a comedian, to really grind.
Thinking about her.
Yeah, and what an entrepreneur, too. She's a hell of a businesswoman.
Yeah, she was.
She's probably spent, I think she's even mentioned it, like $250,000 on her face.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't move.
Right, it did.
It's fucking disgusting. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's like...
oh my god, when she talks, she's like, how much money do you think I spent on my face? Like, wish you guys could see the face.
It's unnatural.
Yeah, it was unnaturally stiff. Like, she had a smile sewn in that way.
God!
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Don't say it like that. But yeah, she had that too much surgery face.
Yeah, what they were doing back then.
Yeah,
back then they were trying to get rid of wrinkles, and one way you could do that was by stretching your skin. What they didn't expect was that when you stretched the skin, some of your other muscles or other parts of your face were moving less without re-stretching the skin. So it's like, do we leave in the stretch marks that they don't like, or the wrinkles that they don't like, or do we stretch their face and then they can't move it?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'll take the wrinkles, please.
Yeah, really. Fucking give me wrinkles. I don't
okay, like fucking comedian. You're not a supermodel. What the fuck?
Yeah. You're a comedian. You're famous. You can literally, even at her age in the 70s, probably could have had almost any guy she wanted.
Right. But that was her personal problem. But
yeah,
Robin Williams. Now he's a comedian who killed it in the movies. That's mostly what he's known for. Shit. Ask one of these young bucks, they'd be like, he's actually a comedian. Yeah. He
started off working in clubs, being Morg and Morgan Mindy. Started off on, I almost said that 70s show. Happy Days. I almost said that 50s show, and then I was thinking that 70s show, and then I went back to Happy Days.
You crazy kook.
So he was Morg on Morgan Mindy, most notably one of his characters, Morg. He won the role because he was asked to take a seat and did a headstand on the chair. So they thought that was really funny, very unique for that kind of character. Most notably, his skills in the art of improvisation. He was absolutely die-hard, fucking nuts, brilliant as an improvisationalist. Ooh. Absolutely incredible. In fact, they were writing him dialogue, but he would so commonly improvise that in the script, it stopped giving him lines, and it would just say, Robin Williams will speak.
Right.
It was so
this is fucking better than what we wrote. Like,
spent weeks on this asshole just on top of his head. What the fuck?
Right.
Yeah, he was so notorious. In fact, one reason why he actually won his Oscar, he's a 4-time Oscar nominated, 1-time win. So out of the 4 noms, he's got a nod. He's got 1 nod, which is, for him, for his style of acting, is very unheard of. Mm-hmm. But he was just so brilliant at taking a character and really pushing every aspect of it, both internally and externally. Like, everything that he did internally came out so organically externally. I mean, you think Patch Adams, The Fisher King,
Miss Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire, fucking A.
His tits are on fire. That was funny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he just threw and threw.
He was great. He's great with physical comedy too.
Yeah, definitely.
He was like one of the best at that. Actually, well, no, that's just the actor. Never mind. But yeah.
That works. Yeah, Robin Williams. He unfortunately left this earth way too soon. But he had dealt with a lot of late health problems that he got diagnosed late. I think one of them was like Parkinson's or some type of very specific kind of dementia. Don't quote me on that, but he definitely got diagnosed very late in the game with some things that were very difficult to, at his age, really be able to combat.
He was on one of his last shows before he passed was a show where he was Sarah Michelle Gellar's dad. Yeah. And I'm like, I think it only lasted like 1 season. I think it was devastated about it. Yeah. But like, oh my god, I need to look that up because that was before I loved Buffy. And I always liked Robin Williams, but I didn't. Yeah. I will watch it now. Is what I'm saying.
She was good in it. She was really good. I liked her.
I'm sure the fuck she was. Shit. I gotta look up that
He's
show.
a good actress. Very underrated, but very good.
Yeah,
I think
is.
He's really good. Very, very multi-faceted, I think, Sarah Michelle Gellar. But yeah, that was his last TV show. Definitely. And he was on that show. He would improvise a lot. And again, probably a lot of his dialogue was Robin Williams will speak. If you don't give the guy room to breathe, you're not getting everything Robin Williams did.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The only reason why Robin Williams didn't get an Oscar nomination for one of his most infamous characters, Aladdin, when he played the genie, was because of how much he improvised the script, which I thought was kind of...
BS.
Yeah. Because, I mean, most of the other work that he got...
Still his performance, shit.
Yeah. With Good Will Hunting, when he was improvising on Good Will Hunting, a lot of his monologue, and even when he talked about like how his wife would fart and shit in bed or whatever, was improvised. His monologue that garnered him his Oscar nom eventual win was something he wrote.
The right credit girl.
Yeah, right. Yeah, kind of don't.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. So it's interesting with writing creds. You can get a writing cred. It's difficult to get a writing cred. Yeah. Major Hollywood films.
Who else do you like in comedy? I've been thinking about Martin Williams.
Oh, Martin Williams. Martin Williams or Lawrence?
Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence. Okay, yeah. I was hoping you were going that route. I love it. One thing that pissed me off, not about Martin Lawrence, but about Saturday Night Live. Martin Lawrence was a special guest on Saturday Night Live. And you know how, like, when...
Like in the 90s or recently?
90s.
Okay.
I'll say it was 90s, maybe early 2000s. This is when peak Martin Lawrence was around.
Yeah.
But one thing that really pissed me off about Saturday Night Live, and when I first watched it, this wasn't even like a year-old show. I was watching like a rerun from the following week or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Martin Lawrence, you know how when the guest comes out on stage, a lot of the other players will come out and interact with them and make it funny and joke and have a bit.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence, as you know, was a comic, a stand-up comedian. Didn't need any of that help. So when Martin Lawrence was a special guest, he was introducing the show and doing stand-up, right? Because he didn't need anyone else coming in to make it Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence fucking shit. He's awesome. He's an hysterical comedian. Really knows how to handle hecklers.
Oh, yeah.
And, so he was doing his bit. He started a bit that started getting funny, and then it went to black. And I said, due to the nature of the content of his stand-up, we're unable to air most of it. But Martin Lawrence goes on to talk about many different aspects of the female form, including the buttocks. Like, I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, out of all the crazy shit these people do on these shows, you're worried about them talking about a girl's ass. What the fuck? So... but that just goes to show you, like what a fucking performer the guy is.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was interesting. I thought that was really interesting. But, Mitch Hedberg.
I don't know him.
You don't know him? He's a infamous one-liner. Incredible one-liner. And he would have jokes like, so I was walking down the street, and some guy asked me if I were like a frozen chocolate-covered banana. And I said, no. But wait, I would like a regular banana later, so yes. Like, it was just... His one-liners, dude, were fucking awesome. He just had such great one-liners.
What's his name again?
Mitch Hedberg. Yeah, he unfortunately joined the 27 Club. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the 27 Club, it's when he died 27.
Oh.
So, like, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, I know there's one more in those ones.
You made it seem like a cult.
Musicians.
I'm not trying to laugh, but I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Fair enough, right. There are others in the 27.
So he was around in the 90s?
Yeah, 90s, early... I can't say early 2000s, because I think he died in the 90s.
Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe early 2000s.
Did he do any movies?
You know what? Let's IMDb it. I don't know. I think he did. He actually wrote and directed his own movie. That was about a taco restaurant.
What's the
very much
name?
like Waiting. Mitch, M-I-T-C-H. Hedberg, The Usual Way. I think H-D.
Alright, I got you.
H-E-D Berg. H-E-D Berg. Ooh, that mescaline I took's kicking in. Yeah.
Here he is.
Long Live Drugs. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love you. 2005. He was 37. I'm sorry, I was wrong. He did not join the 27 Club.
Oh, well,
he was 37 Club.
37.
He was in Almost Heroes, Lords of. Oh yeah, he was in that. He was in Lords of Dogtown. Saddle Rash. That's cool.
That's
Home Movies. He was in 4 episodes of Home Movies. He played a police officer. Dr.
That's
Fizzle,
awesome.
a guy named Mitch, which is his name. He was in a TV show called Ed. Played a guy named Dave. Eagles Road Manager. He was Almost Famous. Dr. Cat, professional therapist. 1 episode. Los Enchiladas. Yeah, played a guy named Lee. Yeah, I want to see this so bad. About a half dozen slacker dudes dwell at their jobs at Los Enchiladas, the local Mexican sit-down joint. The 2 folks in management are both into their own authority and fill their days creating wild and stupid rules for the working folk. By mid-film, however, the manager has fled the cops after beating the crap out of a competing restaurant's dancing gyro. That's so funny. I love Mitch Hedberg.
Well, how about David Spade? Is he a comedian? I don't know. Or just actor?
He's done stand-up.
He's done stand-up?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, how about
I think he's a comedian. He
Cat motherfucking Williams.
That is the fucking
one of my favorites. Like, I need to go to one of his shows for real. I don't know if he's still doing shows. I don't know what's going on with everything. I definitely, that's on my bucket list, bitch. Like, he takes me there. Oh my gosh, he is so funny. His little elf self. He's one of the best. One of the absolute best out of the 2000s, hands fucking down.
Still not bad. Still a killer. Still a killer.
Great.
If you ever watch it's so funny. If you ever watch his stand-up on Comedy Central, if it's not late night, it's not funny because you can't hear any of it because he says bitch
and fuck and all that too much.
Fuck and the N-word like fucking crazy, and they can't air that unless it's past 1. Which is really funny. So, it's so funny if you listen to his shit.
Right. Bleeping out everything. Like, you can't even...
Like, every time I... beep, 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 beep. And then I went down to the street and beep, 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 beep. And then you hear the laughs and then you're like, what the fuck did he say?
Motherfucker, how am I fucking up your self-esteem? That's how you feel about your damn self.
Oh my god. That sounds just fucking like him. Holy shit.
He is... no.
That was awesome.
He is just great. I like how his little way he talks. It's funny as fuck.
On top of that, he's another one that's a really good actor.
I guess. Wait, what have I seen him in?
Energy. Oh, so have you seen him in
Soul Plane? Yes, I think.
I've only seen that once. It wasn't him.
Friday After Next, I've seen him.
Yes, that one. I think he played a guy named Pinky in that.
No. That was somebody else. But he was Donna's boyfriend. I forget his name, but it wasn't. Right. Yeah, it wasn't Pinky though. But yeah, he was good.
Terry Crews was trying to get his ass.
Right. He was like, "I'm my boy." Dude, I remember Daryl one time. He said he used that line. And where was your antennas when these motherfuckers like that was fucking iconic. Like, why was that? That was funny.
That was such an awesome.
That was funny as shit. The writing in his delivery, bitch, was everything. Oh my god, Mike Epps. He was having some problem for a while, but I think he's okay now, which is good because like, fucking boss. He's great.
What does this do?
I won't talk. We'll talk about it later. Just
fair enough.
We'll talk later.
Right.
But yeah, I think he's pretty good now, and he's funny as shit. So he's definitely one of the best. One of the best. Who else do we like? I guess we can talk about Kevin Hart since we're talking about comedian. Yeah,
Kevin Hart. So Kevin Hart became a comedian later in his career. I don't think he was doing much comedy in the beginning. Once he started.
We knew him as a comedic actor first, right?
Definitely, yep.
At least that's what at least in the mainstream, he was in Scary Movie 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I remember that shit, his little midget ass.
Yeah, when he was making his rounds, when he was coming up, yeah, he was in mostly comedic film.
I mean, his first few stand-ups were funny, but then he got like over-publicized or something, and it just got weird, and then he like dogged out his ex-wife, and it was just weird. It was classic story, more money, more problems, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you stopped like sympathizing with him and stuff. Yeah, but he was funny as fuck. The first few years, he really blew up, like 2016.
Yeah, definitely. Last 4 years he's been going great. Last 10 years has really been his whole like not having to work at restaurants. You know what I mean? Career. You know what I mean? We didn't have to subsequent his income.
Right.
But even then, probably longer than that. But at least 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kevin Hart. He's very physical. He's got a lot going on. He does kind of stick to a theme in his comedy, and it is pretty commonplace. Not bad. It's not bad comedy. It's just not like it's not.
It's funny, but he got overdone after a while. He kept doing the same shtick.
Yeah, it was very predictable. You couldn't predict the joke. You can predict it's going to be about something. You know what I mean? Like you can.
Oh my god!
You know exactly what it's going to be.
I was just thinking about you guys. I remember him on the Real Housewives of Real House Husbands, Real House Husbands of Hollywood or whatever on BC. I remember one time he had this beef with this little kid. The little kid was about to fight him. Oh my god, I was in tears, bitch. Like,
I hate to say it, but I've only seen one of those. Maybe 2 episodes.
I haven't seen a lot either, but that first season, they was talking about him getting in the fight with this little boy. Oh my god, that was like hilarious as fuck. I'm about to Google that shit later. Cause,
you were crying.
I think it was like, I think even the, like on, next time on whatever show, even that, just the clips made me laugh. Like,
oh my god.
It was stupid as fuck.
Kevin Hart's got great delivery. I will say that. Great delivery. Absolutely. He can make a simple joke really funny.
Yeah.
He can make simple things really funny. And that's really the heart of a comedian. Is when you can take something simple and kind of exaggerate it and then find a joke and then pin it to a wall.
They the ones who started saying, there we go, there go to Mitch right there. Like a man bitch, I guess.
Right.
The bitch.
Called him a Mitch. A man bitch.
They go to Mitch. They dumb as hell. Let's talk about something else. I can't talk, bitch.
Oh my god. Okay, we can keep talking about it all day.
That first season, I don't know why I didn't watch more. I don't know why I didn't watch more. But like that first season, I watched probably like most of it, and that was funny. And then I just stopped watching. And then I saw the one episode. Nick Cannon was part of the show, and Nelly. And Nick Cannon, you know, he was married to Mariah at the time, I think. Yep. And then she came on there. She was on there for like 2 seconds. All the bitch said was, "This is all they could afford."
That's funny.
And then the camera got off her and went somewhere else. That was dumb as fuck. You know, because she's supposed to be a diva, so that's why they sold that shit.
Congratulations.
That was good as fuck, bitch.
That sounds pretty good.
I'm about to watch that show now. God damn it! Like,
I would. Ooh, Joe Rogan. I love Joe Rogan.
I heard.
Did you?
I'm smoking a cigarette, you guys.
I would after that shit. Damn, I came after that. That's good. I might have to actually watch that episode and see what the fucking shit's all about.
Right?
That's funny. Next favorite, definitely Joe Rogan, 100%. He's so consistent. He's extremely funny. It was funny. Some guy was trying to heckle him and make fun of his shirt. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh yeah, well, nice affliction shirt. Like when you bought that shirt, I bet you thought you looked fucking sweet, but you look like a dumbass. Me, I know I look fucking dumb. Look, I have a Mickey Mouse t-shirt." This guy was trying to heckle like his clothes or whatever. He said something and Joe Rogan confronted him. Mm-hmm. You know, because Joe Rogan will confront you. Well, absolutely. Like, what'd you say? What? Like that kind of thing. He's real straightforward with people.
He's probably from Jersey or something.
A New Yorker, yeah, born and bred. Yeah, he's a Yorker for sure. As far as I know, him and Dave Chappelle are really good friends, and yeah, just Joe Rogan's great. I literally forgot what I was saying. The drugs kicked in, but
he got to start on. What's he
Joe
famous? What's he
Joe Rogan, News Radio was his first TV appearance.
Okay,
yeah, he was actually pretty good in that. He had in and outs with it, but mostly comedy. I was always Fear Factor. Fear Factor was his biggest thing. That and so News Radio, Fear Factor, and UFC commentating was another one he's real big. You can't stop talking about Kevin Smith.
Fuck Kevin Hart. I'm talking about that little show he was on. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Your face, dude, you're looking at me trying to hold it in, and I'm just like, just get it out. Get it out, dude. It's so funny, man. I gotta see this scene now. Look at that. I
feel like I'm hyping it up, but it fucking tickled me. Those
it's
couple scenes I told you about.
It's one of those things. All right, so for me, that tickled me so bad was something that I laughed. I saw this trailer in movie theater for a movie with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. I can't remember what the name of it was, but they both play politicians. One's a current politician, the other one's an aspiring politician, right? Well, they're fighting over who's going to hug the baby first. So one guy tries to punch the other guy. Will Ferrell tries to punch Zach Galifianakis' character. And Zach Galifianakis moves out of the way, and he accidentally punches the baby.
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh my god! The funniest part about it was he was like, "You hit that baby. What you think could have caused brain damage to that kid?" And he's like, "Well, is anyone else worried about what that iron-like jaw of what that baby's face did to my fist?"
Fucker, classic politician.
Oh my god! And the first time I heard that, because it was so fucking unexpected, just the way his delivery, like how serious he was, dude, I fucking lost it. I laughed at the whole rest of the other trailers through half of the movie. And it was a serious movie, so I guess getting to the part like where you're like expressing your love and shit, and all I can hear is me laughing, and then my friends would look over to me and go, "Is it the baby thing?" I was like, "Yeah, can't."
Yeah, right, they knew what the fuck it was, right.
The movie's not getting it for me, man.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Will Ferrell was a fucking psycho, apparently, in that movie.
Yeah, it's just really funny. But
That's great.
He played your stereotypical politician, which is great. He played, and it goes tit for tat how politics works. Even though it's satire, it's very satirical. It very much makes fun of everything political. It is so like nail right in and hammer right in the head of the nail. 100% every time. Every joke, every inside joke, every slapstick moment is 100% the political game, which I thought was interesting. But Zach Galifianakis,
he no comedian, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad.
My
bad, Zach.
Yeah. He actually wasn't that prominent of an actor. He was a comedian. He was doing these really weird shows. He was an incredible pianist. He's a great piano player. And he would do these really funny like shows, and he had a couple Comedy Central specials. He had an HBO special. We're gonna talk about Eddie Izzard too, but he then started becoming an actor and started doing really, really well as an actor. And he still does stand up here and there, but whatever. Before
you talk about that Eddie, we have to talk about the most legendary Eddie alive. Murphy, yeah. His crazy ass. Raw and Delirious is two of his bestesses. Yeah,
he's great.
He was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, he hates SNL.
For what they did to him.
They didn't do anything to him.
In front of his kids. No, I was kidding.
I don't know what they did.
I don't know what they did. Why does he hate them?
He hates SNL. So SNL was one of the places where he got his start from.
Yeah.
He starts blowing up, becoming Eddie Murphy, starts doing his own stand-up, starts doing some really, really good film. David Spade. This was when some of his movies weren't doing so well and he wasn't getting a lot of work. He was taking basically a mandated hiatus just from lack of interest within the community. Shit. So, David Spade made a joke on SNL and goes, "Oh, look, a falling star," and shows a picture of Eddie Murphy's face.
Ooh. Wow.
Funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Well, Eddie Murphy and their agents were all calling, trying to find David Spade to make him apologize.
He did that on SNL?
Right on SNL. Right on SNL. He wrote a bit, they approved it, they showed a picture of Eddie Murphy's face, and he said, "Oh, look, a falling star."
Didn't he used to work there?
Yeah.
On SNL? Why did they do that? That's shady as fuck.
I don't know. It's just David Spade, just kind of his humor. It's just, literally, that's just David Spade's humor.
I guess.
100%. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that is kind of funny, but I don't know why would you do that though.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's a lot of. It was a couple other washed-up stars at the time who was fading, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think they didn't really get along, and Eddie Murphy was notoriously a brat.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
notoriously a brat. Difficult to work with at times. A great stand-up comedian, decent actor, all around very well-rounded entertainer, and that immediately went to his head. He was the one on stage. It was about him. Oh. He's there. It's all about me. This is mine. I have this. You don't need to talk to me. We'll get started. We'll go from there. Kind of guy. Ugh. And that really makes a lot of things really stale for other performers. Like just because you're great doesn't mean that we're not.
Right.
And that's not how this works. This is in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
So for him to act that way, especially to
other... Oh, so he was just catching his heat.
Yeah. Definitely. And he's not a bad person. He, like I said, he was just spoiled with the industry.
Yeah, his persona just turned him off. He's like, let me roast this dude right quick.
Yeah.
Well, I got a spot for it. Shit. That's how comedy goes. So can't get your feelings too much into it.
Yeah, he was so offended by it. He's never talked about SNL. He has no interest in SNL.
I'm surprised SNL approved that. They approved it. Like, I can understand David Spade wanted to do it, but they approved it of somebody who was once on. Right. Like, why? You really don't want him to come back, do you? For nothing.
Right.
Like, y'all just about to bury.
Special guest hosted, which is an uncommon. Like Will Ferrell, who was a big heavy hitter. After his first year, he was a big heavy hitter on SNL. He almost got fired from SNL. He was actually ranked the worst actor on the show his first year there. Yeah, he was terrible. Okay. Will Ferrell was, but it wasn't from lack of trying. It just his jokes weren't landing like they would eventually land, especially when he started doing some of his character work. But when Will Ferrell started becoming real big, that's like when a lot of the SNL kind of started changing, like with a lot of their actors and stuff. I forgot where I was going with that.
Well, we were talking about Eddie and Spade. Maybe one of those guys.
Eddie and Spade.
Maybe you want to talk about that other Eddie you were talking about?
Eddie Izzard! Oh my god, I love Eddie Izzard. Oh, I'm scratching my legs because they itch. I've been having to wear a knee brace. Fucked up my knee. My left knee's trash. Anyway, so Eddie Izzard was a cross-dressing comedian, and when I first saw him, he was wearing like this kimono-looking
Was he passing? No, I was kidding. You'll have to answer that.
And makeup. He had like lipstick on and stuff. He was obviously a man, but just like woman-ish clothing. A great political comedian. He talked about the war, the continents, and how each continent fought what war and what style. And he had this great grasp of comedic styles of comedy. How he was able to talk about the wars, talk about World War II, talk about World War I.
Did he make it fun? Goddamn. It's a history lesson?
It was a 2-hour HBO special.
Oh, okay.
HBO special. He was a long con. He was long game with a lot of his material. So it was a lot of build up, a lot of dialogue, a lot of he would have jokes and just shit they would shoot out the audience. You know what I mean? Keep them going. Yeah. Keep them whatever.
It was a real fucking evening then.
Yeah.
Get comfortable, bitch.
Yeah, you're right. But he's one of those guys you just like to listen to. Very, very super well-rounded. Great actor. Incredible actor. He was in My Super Ex-Girlfriend. He was in
Uma Thurman,
Mystery Men. Yeah.
Where is he now?
I don't know. Still does TV, still does some other stuff. I don't know if he's still does stand-up.
Okay.
He's older. He's older now. He was 80s, 90s comedian. So
I don't know.
He knew Bill Hicks. We are definitely going to talk about Bill Hicks, but we're going to wait till the end for Bill Hicks.
Okay.
But Eddie Izzard was like with some people like me and you, like when we're growing up and we're figuring out like ourselves. You know what I mean? Figuring out like are we gay, we straight, like whatever. You know, when we start going that route, when we're figuring out our true selves. And then when you see a cross-dressing freak on fucking TV saying the coolest jokes, looks gorgeous, is totally fucking sweet. And I don't mean freak in a bad way, just like we're all freaks. Just
right.
In general, like
non-traditional.
I preferred him in his female getup. Because he was just so fucking cool looking, so great to watch. He had this awesome
probably
makeup.
More free too and shit.
Yeah, I'm sure it was difficult getting on stage like that, but he was one of those people that could bridge the gap between what you think you know as far as what's right about how you look, right, and how you feel.
Yeah.
And how you show that to an audience and make it more socially acceptable, make it more of a norm. I think that's beautiful. When you can bridge that gap between what's supposed to be normal and what can be normal. When you bridge that gap with an audience, especially, we're talking the fucking 80s, man. 80s, early 90s, 2000s. When you're bridging that gap, that divide between what is normal and what can be normal, and then you're making people fucking laugh, and you're intelligent, and you have this completely organic style on stage, and this completely well-rounded character. Just the humor of him was like
goddamn, I'm gonna watch this dude.
I would totally watch Eddie Izzard, not lizard with an L. Izzard. Izzard. It's literally spelled exactly like lizard, just without the L.
I just want to say real quick, we should stop saying. We need to stop saying normal and say common, like more common like not normal.
Commonplace.
We need to start doing that. But yeah. Wow, that guy sounds awesome. One more time, his name?
Eddie
Izzard.
Eddie Izzard. I don't know if it's Izzard or Izzard like lizard, but
that's how you spell it. Yeah, that's how you say it.
But he's absolutely brilliant. And again, he's like long game style, very long, elaborate jokes. You know, you'll laugh in between because certain things you'll get other audience members won't. But there's always this incredible punchline. He's absolutely brilliant.
Another comedian I really like is Mike Epps. He's had some pretty good stand-up specials.
I do like Epps. Yeah, I think he's great.
Chris Tucker. Oh, Chris Tucker.
Oh, I much prefer. If I had to choose, I'd prefer Tucker.
Chris Tucker can do a pretty good Michael Jackson, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, him and Tucker were friends.
Yeah, he said so in the show.
Yeah. He knew. I think Jackson taught him how to dance and how to sing a little bit.
Oh, what? I don't remember that part. Hey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was a fucking dancer and a singer. So what's he gonna do when you're friends with someone? You're gonna
eventually do it someday. Yeah, you're hanging out. Shit. You're like, that's the type of work you will bring home. You know?
Right. Yeah. Pretty much. Love apps. What's your favorite movie that? Not Apps. Who's the other one? Tucker.
Probably Friday that he was in. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I forgot he was in Friday.
I mean, he wasn't like the number. Well, yeah, he had top billing in there right next to Ice Cube. I bet. Yeah. He did. And then I would say Rush Hour 2 because that was funny as shit.
All the Rush Hours were great. Yeah, I do like Rush Hour 2. The first one was nuts. First fucking Rush Hour was fucking crazy. Oh no problem. Just Rush Hour, and then blah. Two people get fucking their heads blasted off with a 9mm. Man, that was such a good movie. Such a good. Those really.
They don't make big action movies, summer movies like that anymore. I feel like they don't. They used to be events and shit, you know?
Yeah,
everybody used to talk about them.
Comic book movies took over that slot.
They kind of did, yeah.
Definitely. So the Avengers.
We still got Fast and Furious, but who gives a fuck?
Because of the feud between Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel, they might not be doing any more Fast and Furious films.
That's what I hear.
So when they did Hobbs and Shaw, which was an off thing, whatever. From what I understand, I don't know how true this is, but Vin Diesel owns most of the rights for the Fast franchise. So when they did a Fast and the Furious Hobbs and Shaw, they needed some kind of consent. I think Dwayne Johnson also owns some of the franchise. I think he bought into it because, you know, they were constantly pumping out those fucking movies.
They were. We got like 8.
Yeah. So that aspect I can't really grab because for me it's complicated because I just don't know a lot of the details. If you know the details, please comment, let us know what's going on with that realm. But because he didn't ask Vin Diesel, hey, we're doing Hobbs and Shaw, you want to maybe make a cameo? Nothing like that. They just ran with it. They already casted Idris in the Hobbs and Shaw. He had Stress Idris, which Idris is fucking great. Yeah, fucking man, my God, that's fine. Had 10 minutes with him. So they casted Idris. They already casted some people that got like everything going, locations, whatever, and then Vin Diesel tries to get the project shut down. Vin Diesel has say over a lot of the Fast and Furious movies. In fact, Vin Diesel called the producers when they were filming some of the other Fast and Furious movies and said, hey, I want you to cut this and remove this from Dwayne's scenes, and was clipping Dwayne Johnson's scenes from films.
He wasn't having that shit.
Yeah, and these were movies that weren't even coming out yet. They just signed off on doing Hobbs and Shaw. They just greenlit the movie, not even starting it, not even in pre-production. They just greenlit it. Vin Diesel knows nothing about it. Vin Diesel, while they're filming the most recent movie at the time, most recent Fast and the Furious movie, starts clipping fucking Dwayne Johnson out. I thought that was like, what the fuck? So you'll see Dwayne Johnson predominantly throughout the first half of the film, and then snippets throughout the rest because of Vin Diesel. He was like, he just was pissed. He said, nope, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Should have put out Dwayne. You should have.
Yeah. Something. Fucking something, man.
I'm just kidding. I don't know what the beef is about, what it stems from, but yeah, that's fucked up. Oh, well, he don't need it. Shit.
Right.
He don't need it. Okay, you can come over here. I got you, Dwayne.
Ooh, Chris Tucker. Speaking of comedians, Chris Tucker was in Fifth Element.
Yeah.
You remember seeing that shit?
No.
You never seen Fifth Element?
No.
With Bruce Willis? And, Gary Oldman? You motherfucker?
What, I saw it with you or something?
No.
I've probably never seen it. I've never heard of it.
Damn, it's an awesome movie.
Probably is.
Mila Jovovich is in it. Tiny Todd Lister is in it from Friday. Hey. He plays the president, which is really funny. Black president. Yeah.
How old is this?
90s, 98. I believe it was 98, or maybe not. Might have been 96. Because I think Armageddon was 98. But I don't remember. Look it up. Actually, Fifth Element. It might even be sooner than that. Fifth Element.
Oh, keep going to Google. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right, Fifth Element.
Yeah, it's got an all-star cast in it, but Chris Tucker's in it, and he plays like this eccentric musician, like pop star guy. 97? Yeah. Oh, I was close. I think I said 96, 98.
Yeah, you were close.
But it's an awesome film. It's got Gary Oldman in it, who is now an Oscar winner, who's fucking brilliant. I've always loved Gary Oldman. He's always been one of my favorite fucking characters.
It's got the Luke Late Perry too.
It's got the what?
Couple Luke Perry.
Luke Perry.
Remember the guy from 90210 Riverdale?
Who the fuck was he in that?
He was Billy. You know who Billy is?
I do not remember him from Fifth Element.
You probably just...
I don't remember him in that fucking movie, and I've seen the movie like 10 times. Fucking Billy. Fuck, I don't remember him.
Okay.
That's annoying.
Relax.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, sorry. But anyway, so Chris Tucker was... If you look at some of the photos in there, you'll see Chris Tucker wearing very effeminate, form-fitting...
Oh my god, that's what that movie is from!
That's what that movie is.
It looks like some type of weird space opera.
It is, yep. It's a really intense movie. Really good movie. But Chris Tucker did not like the outfits. So they were like...
uncomfortable as fuck.
One outfit they wanted him to wear. They had like 2 outfits they wanted him to wear, but they really were set on one. So what they did was they made the other ones much more elaborate, much more effeminate, much more intense looking. And so they did that and said, here's your options. Which ones do you like? And then he chose the least feminine of them. But yeah, Chris Tucker's another one who's very well rounded. He's a good actor, great comedian, very, very well rounded.
Yeah. Who else do you want to talk about?
Rounded. I'm trying to think of their name. I just had it in my head. Oh, Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks.
Yeah. How much time are we at? Where are we at?
56.
Nice. We got an hour in. All right, we'll talk about Bill Hicks. I wanted it there. Bill Hicks was a 90s comedian. Unless you got someone else you want to talk about. But Bill Hicks was a 90s comedian. And he was notorious for being like very political. He talked about the JFK assassination and just like how weird the assassination was and certain information about it, certain facts about the assassination that don't add up. Like, why is it that if he got shot from the grassy knoll, then why is it that the gunshot was heard some other place? Why is it that if he got shot out of a window, that the bullet came out a different part of his body? Like, just weird things like that. You talk about those weird things. You talk about doing drugs. He said, what if we had an honest discussion about drugs, an honest story about drugs? Man drops acid, discovers that the world is just constant vibrations, and that we are a part of everything. We are all a oneness in our mind, and that everyone is everything, and love is the way out, and we can be free forever. Here's Tom with the weather. Like, he just had this great way of delivering jokes and talking about doing drugs and talking about the Warren Commission, the president's ass. He was very political, very, very political comedian, And he died very early on in his 30s from cancer. He was a smoker, but I guess he had just some kind of fucking cancer, man. It just fucking killed him, unfortunately. Very early on, too, which is sad. It's really fucking sad. Really, really fucking sad. But, yeah, Bill Hicks probably be, again, one of my favorite comedians. Very well-rounded. Knew how to deal with hecklers. Worked at clubs. It was just your regular hick. Literally, his name is Bill Hicks. He was a fucking hick. Through and through. Through and fucking through. And he had some great specials. Some great 1-hour specials. He has some great one-liners. He was very infamous out in the community. He talked about how life is just a ride. You know, it goes up and down, left and right, side to side, but then it ends. You know, it's just a ride. It's just nothing crazy. It's all these lights.
That's cool.
Yeah, he had a great way of talking to people. So did Dave Chappelle. Gotta hit up Dave Chappelle. Gotta throw Dave Chappelle in there if we didn't.
One of the best alive.
Fucking hey, he's one of, they call him a parachute comedian. Parachute comedian is when you can drop him anywhere. Just bloop, 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 drop him anywhere. And then you just start telling jokes and making people laugh.
Makes you think. That's the best type of comedian.
Definitely.
And he's probably one of the ones who really makes shit do that.
Yeah. One of the very few now. A lot of them, they stick within certain realms.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They get stuck. Tom Segura's like that. Stuck in a realm. I like him.
Yeah. We'll go back to Dave Chappelle because he needs more. But I wanted to mention Aziz Ansari, he's pretty cool. Ooh. And Wanda Sykes. Hey, bitch. What's up?
Fucking hey. How did I not fucking think of Wanda? She's great.
She is great.
She's great. That tiny little fucking vixen. She's
right. I seen her, one of her, I think it was called Not Normal from last year or the year before. It was funny as fuck. She does pretty good impersonations. But back to David Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle is good friends with Joe Rogan. He was on the TV show, Dave Chappelle Show, called that. But he was just one of those parachute comedians. He'd talk about anything. He would offend you in all the best ways. He had a great way. Dave Chappelle has a great way of introducing a joke you know is going to be excruciatingly offensive, but it's okay to hear it from Dave, kind of.
Right, and it deserves to be said, too.
Yeah. I wish people would take comedy more serious in its regard to starting a dialogue and less serious in its ability to offend people.
Right, like goddamn.
You know, like comedy is constructive in two fashions. One, creating a dialogue, and two, offending people. And that's constructive to offend someone. It's okay to offend people. We have to understand offending people is going to happen. Sometimes you don't intentionally mean to offend someone, but it comes out that way. It doesn't mean you're wrong, no. And sometimes you intentionally mean to offend someone.
Right.
And insult them, but it's because there's a deservance to it. You deserved to be offended. You deserve to understand this. Because you're not understanding my topic, I now have to make you feel inferior in some fashion or insulted in a way where you understand this topic. That's the only way you're going to fucking get it.
Right.
The only way you're going to get what I'm talking about is if I fucking offend you or offend what you like.
You're listening, Karen.
Right.
Little snowflakes.
Little fucking snowflakes out there. Yeah, and that's totally okay. That's why my partner and I kind of get into these heated debates about where the boundary should stop. And I say there should not be a boundary. There shouldn't be a boundary. Even with cringeworthy stuff. If that's the way you want to go, that's your risk. You want to take that risk and see if people like it, see if people catch on to it, and see if the audience likes it. That's your risk. Go right ahead. I'm not gonna, because I wouldn't want the same barriers. I wouldn't want to put a barrier on you for talking about like 2 Girls 1 Cup all fucking day. Don't put a barrier on me for talking about things I want to talk about. Right. I don't want to listen about that fucking 2 Girls 1 Cup. Anything. None of that. I don't want. That's disgusting to me. But you deserve that outlet. If I don't like it, it doesn't mean that you can't talk about it.
Right.
You can't have that outlet.
I just ain't got to stand and listen to it.
Right, yeah. I can cover my ears.
Click the channel off, guys.
Yeah, fucking A. Fucking A. And I don't believe in censorship. If you want to self-censor, go right ahead. If you want to censor others, good fucking luck. You're gonna go down a path that there's a very difficult return back from it. That's the walk of shame. That's a true walk of shame. Because when you start censoring people, when you start stopping people from doing something that isn't hurting anybody, but is either creating a dialogue or is being very risque or just being very unusual. When you start going down that path, you're going to come down a path. You're going to hit a patch of woods that you're going to not like walking back through. And that's really the message with Dave Chappelle, with Bill Hicks, with Joe Rogan, with several of these other, with Wanda Sykes, with Cat Williams, all these great, phenomenal, brilliant thinkers. These are thinkers in comedy. These people aren't.
They don't give you pie in the face comedy.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not slapstick. I mean, some of it is. Obviously, it's part of the show. Yeah, but it's not always that pie in your face. It's not always that Yeah, you're probably
gonna take something away from
thinking, yeah. Or like those delayed laughs. Those are some of my favorite delayed laughs. Like when you say something and you think, and then you laugh. Those are some of the greats. Those are some of the great laughs you get. So that's, if I had to say anything about comedy, that's the one thing that now is under attack, is comedians just being funny, that people don't like what you said.
Yeah. Oh my God, so censored. Hey, remember that meme? It was like, how the fuck did the kids who grew up on South Park and all those shows, how are they offended by everything now? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. That is such a good, how? Yeah. What the fuck? That is so weird.
They're famous, they're rich, they're entitled, they're privileged, but now everything offends them? Fuck off.
Right.
You think Justin Bieber's offended by anything? He was roasted, for fuck's sake.
I don't remember those roasts.
Being roasted. Justin Bieber was roasted. He was such a champ about it. I love Justin Bieber.
You guys remember Lisa Lampanelli? I just thought of that.
Yes! Yes! I love Lisa Lampanelli.
The Queen of Mean. Where the fuck is
she? Is. I love one of my favorite jokes is like, how long have you two? She was talking to a gay couple. She's like, how long have you two been together? 8 weeks? That's like 4 years in gay. Like,
yeah. She like, how about jail? Is that like Disneyland for you people?
Not being raped, but yeah, that's funny. I think we can end it there. This has been a great episode. I had fun.
It was great.
Yeah. Always,
we talked about comedians and laughed.
Always a pleasure. Absolutely love doing this show with you, Ed.
It's
Lamar,
fun.
excuse me. Sorry. I absolutely love doing the show with you. We are going to be getting sponsored here soon, so be prepared for that. So I'm really looking forward to showing you guys our
This is all they could afford.
Right? But, I want to work with other people and build this podcast up right. So that's what we're going to do.
Some more fun stuff coming up.
Absolutely. So again, please follow us on our platforms, Actors Lounge Podcast, on Instagram, on YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts, Actors Lounge Podcast. So this is Shane Nicholas and
Lamar Finesse signing off.
Fuck off. Goodbye. Good night. That was good.